Welcome to IA News. Today we will be talking about genetically modified organisms, specifically the Enviropig. We have brought in an expert who has done a lot of research about the Enviropig, who will be talking with us later in this newscast. In this short, the Enviropig is a genetically modified pig that contains a transgene sequence, including an E. coli bacteria phytase gene and a mouse promoter gene sequence. The E. coli bacteria and the mouse promoters gene work together in a pig's DNA to allow the Enviropig to digest an average of 50% more phosphorus, according to ASAS, scientists improve transgenic Enviropigs. The mouse promoter gene encourages replication of the specific bacterial gene in the E. coli. This bacterial gene codes for the production of phytase mostly in the salivary gland, meaning that when the Enviropig eats their food, they will produce phytase, allowing the phosphorus to digest easier and ultimately lowering the amount of phosphorus being emitted into the environment.
Hello, I am Brian Lodato, the expert, as well as the head researcher of the genetically modified Enviropig. Phosphorus is crucial for healthy development in pigs. Unfortunately, however, 50 to 70% of the phosphorus in grain is in the form of phytic acid, a compound indigestible by pigs. Because of this, many farmers have to supplement pig diets with an enzyme called phytase. Phytase breaks down phytic acid and helps pigs digest more of the nutrient. But the phytase enzyme has a hefty price tag for farmers, not to mention that the enzyme can be accidentally damaged or destroyed when farmers mix feed. With the new genetically altered Enviropig, they now have the capability to digest more of the phosphorus found in feed from farmers on their own, without the hefty price. This is an important trait because if they can digest up to 89% of the phosphorus in common farmers' feed, then they will no longer expel the phosphorus in the environment in such high amounts.
Thank you, Brian Lodato. Also, it's important to note that these pigs help lower the amounts of phosphorus being released into the atmosphere. Pigs' manure normally contains all of the phosphorus that they are unable to digest, if it is left alone, like the majority of it is. When the amount of manure is greater than what the crops need, the excess phosphorus runs into surface water. This causes excessive algae growth, causing the algae to block sunlight, and when the algae decomposes, it uses up a lot of dissolved oxygen, causing other organisms that need the oxygen to die. The blue-green algae that grows in phosphorus-rich waters produces cyanotoxins, which kills livestock and pets that drink the polluted water. Now back to you, Brian.
Thank you. Additionally, the creation of the Enviropig has significantly helped the environment because the amounts of algae runoff in ponds, lakes, and rivers has gone down significantly. According to Anne Menard, author of Genetically Engineered Pigs Could Provide Environmental Benefits, the Enviropig also helped farmers with the zero discharge rules in the U.S. that do not allow any nitrogen or phosphorus runoff from animal operations. Currently, many pork producers are collecting pig water in pits until it can be treated, which is very expensive for farmers. With the Enviropig, more phosphorus will be absorbed, allowing farmers to lower their expenses of treating large amounts of waste that contains phosphorus, while still complying with the zero discharge rules in the U.S. Now, back to you.
Thank you. I would also like to add that while there are many advantages for the Enviropig's impacts on the environment, there are still some disadvantages of their effect on the environment as well. This genetically modified Enviropig causes the issue of not enough fertilizer. In many areas where there are still small pig production units that are spread out over a large area to raise easier, in these areas, the phosphorus in the pig manure is very helpful and valuable as a fertilizer for the plants and grass. When you start having pigs that can absorb much more amounts of phosphorus, it becomes a lot more expensive for farmers to buy fertilizers. Also, the pig's manure contains essential elements that help the soil become more fertile for farming. In 2002, 11 Enviropiglets were sent to be turned into animal feed instead of being destroyed as biological waste. However, they were not approved for the feed and contaminated 675 tons of poultry feed that were sold to egg, turkey, and broiler chicken farmers. According to Lucy Sharot, the author of Genetically Engineered Pigs Are Not a Good Solution to Environmental Problems. Well, today we went over what an Enviropig is and how they solve the problem of phosphorus pollution. We also meticulously discussed the advantages of the Enviropig, such as lowering the amounts of phosphorus being released into both the atmosphere and running into water sources, as well as the disadvantages to this Enviropig, which included many farmers' need for the phosphorus and fertilizers being lost in the Enviropig.
While the issue of the Enviropig is a very interesting debate, it's up to you to decide whether the Enviropig is truly worth the problems it's causing, or if the advantages truly outweigh the disadvantages. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on IA News.